Okay, it's the beginning of day 2. It's 10:30 in the morning, and we are just outside of Scranton, Pennsylvania. We've got about somewhere between 8 and 10 hours of driving today. This is how far we have left in the trip. I've got all the cameras set up in the car. I've got the GoPro right there, and I've got this fully charged and ready. We're going to keep it in the passenger seat just in case we come across something interesting. So let's put some miles on this beast. Okay, just got done stopping for lunch. It's 2:45. We're in the middle of nowhere, Virginia. Pulled off the highway and got some high quality McDonald's. Oh, we got an incident. Don't they know I'm trying to record audio here? Oh, so like I said, it's 2:45. We got about another 6 or 7 hours to go. So far the car's doing great. No issues with it at all. Loving the air conditioning seats. I've never had that before, and that's really nice. All right, let's get back on the road. Looks like we're about to drive into a storm. Maybe get a chance to put these new wipers to the test. Get back on the road. Okay, it's 8:50 Friday night. I've made it to the hotel successfully in Knoxville, Tennessee, so I think that's technically about halfway from where I got the car to home. I'm fixing to go next door right now to get some dinner before they close, but we'll have some more updates after that. Okay, so just got back from dinner, and while I was sitting at dinner, I was trying to think about what I want to talk about. So, I'm not really sure actually what I can talk about today, because I didn't really do anything today. I got up, I left my hotel around 10 or 10:30. I drove, I stopped, I ate, I drove, I stopped, I went to the bathroom, I drove, I stopped, I bought some snacks, I drove, I stopped, and I'm here. So I didn't really do anything different than yesterday. And yesterday evening, I already gave you kind of my short-term ownership, good, bad, on the car. I'm at my hotel for the night, which means day one has come to an end. So a real quick little update on the car. The power is amazing. Just the instant torque from the one 6.2 liter V8 and 2 supercharger is just fantastic. The seats are super comfortable. Just overall, it's a really comfortable car to just sit in and drive. I don't want to admit this, but I've been putting the suspension in touring mode. It softens it up and just cruising down the highway. There's two things so far that I don't really like. And one of them is the electronic e-brake, which I knew going in is just different. It takes a while for it to engage and disengage, so you've got to park your car, foot on the brake, and you got to pull up on the little button behind the shifter. You got to hold it for about 3 or 4 seconds, and then a little light will come on the dash saying that the brake is engaged. The B pillar, where the two doors close next to each other, based on where my seating preference is, where I've got my seat adjusted, when I go to look over my shoulder to see if there's a car in my blind spot before I change lanes, this pillar is right there. So I really got to look out of my peripherals kind of past it, and it's weird. Every time I do it, I go and turn to look, and I'm just staring right at this, and I got to lean even more to be able to see. So, again, not a big deal, just something I'm getting used to. The sunroof is awesome. I love that thing. I had it open, or just the sunshade. I had the sunshade open the whole drive. The seats are super comfortable. I love that it's the 6-speed. I'm so glad I waited to get the 6-speed and not the automatic. And I've just been, learning, what all the buttons do on the dash, and how do I turn this on and this off, and how do I adjust this, and it's going great. And there's really only one thing today that I have to add that I didn't have yesterday, since I drove the car longer today. The seats. When I was searching for the car, the two kinds of seats that are offered in the car. The first seat is just your standard normal Cadillac seat. It's what you get in the standard CTS. It's just your basic seat. The other one is the Recaro racing seats. They're super adjustable. They've got, bolsters. They're heated and air conditioned. They've got the Alcantara or micro suede, whatever you want to call it, and leather, and they're really nice. And in my opinion, they fit the V version of the car better than the standard seats, since it's the amped up kind of racing version of the normal car. On the forums, there's this big debate between the two seats. It's almost split right down the middle. Should you get the Recaros, or should you get the normal seats? And there's a lot of talk about what I've already said, but the biggest debate, and the one that nobody can really put a definitive figure on since it's so personal, is, are they comfortable? And 50% of the forum says they're great, they're super comfortable. Once you get them adjusted, they're fantastic. I wouldn't even consider buying one without it. And the other half of the forum says they suck, they rock left and right too much, they're uncomfortable, and you'll hate yourself if you get them and drive the car for any long period of time. So, with that being said, my car has the Recaro seats, and I drove the car for 10 hours today, the worst case scenario, and my butt hurts. But I don't think it hurts any more than it would if I sat in a normal seat for 10 hours. I mean, because think about it. When you're driving, you're just sitting, just like this, got your leg out on the gas, and you're just driving. And you're like this for almost the entire trip, except for when you get out to go to the bathroom or stop for some food. So, at a normal day job, even if you have a desk job, you don't sit and type the entire time. You get up, you talk, you go to lunch, you meet with people, whatever. And that's 8 hours a day. So what I'm saying is, sitting like that in that seat for that long, it's going to be uncomfortable. Even this seat here, if I were to sit in this for 10 hours, it would be uncomfortable. My personal review of the Recaros is they're awesome. They're firm and supportive. The air conditioning, I love. I've never had a car with air conditioned seats before, and this one having it is fantastic. And like I said, they just look better, in my opinion. They fit the car better. Now, just to qualify this statement, I am basically 6 feet tall, average. I weigh 140 pounds, and I've got a very narrow frame, so I fit the seat really well. Okay, one more thing that I did notice, or I guess I should say I didn't notice, was somewhere to put my sunglasses. So normally in the overhead bin, kind of between the visors, you've got a little thing that will drop down. You can just put your sunglasses in it and put it back up into the roof or into the headliner. I didn't see that on this car. All right, that's all I can think of. If I can think of something else, we talk about it later. It's late. I want to go to bed.